I think that the definition of being leader is very simple. When you are a leader or head, it's not like you are pushing people. You have to help your colleagues down to earth.
Well, sometimes I call myself 잡부.
Versatile.
Really?
But if I put it in a kind of more fancy way, I would call myself a problem solver. So whenever my team has any bottleneck, not that I can solve everything, but I try to solve as much as I can.
You have to really set the sun. So that actually gets me a lot of stress too. But I mean, you have to. Otherwise, who's going to be responsible for it? You really have to make people believe that the one theory that we're rooting for. Otherwise, like they're not going to listen to you. Some people say, okay, 우리 애들. No, like that's not your kids. I mean,
Our family. Hello everyone, I'm Kimina from MBA. We are continuing our interview with two special guests, Ellen Winston from CIFS alumni.
Hi, my name is Ellen. I work for Guidepoint Global, and I'm Gemba 19 from CIBS.
Hi, my name is Winston Kim, Korean name Kim Se-hun. I work for a company called BCC Global, and I'm also a current student of a Global Executive MBA of China, Europe International Business School, CIFS. It's nice meeting you.
Okay, thank you again for joining our show. And now we're gonna dig more into the leadership role that you two are actually currently doing. So as you already introduced yourself, Ellen is currently head of Korea, and also Winston is also head of Korea and also the Asia territory. Is it correct? So I actually want to listen to what daily life is actually look like as head of Korea.
The title head of Korea could be actually means a lot, but I think that the definition of being leader is very simple. When you are a leader or head, it's not like you are pushing people. You have to help your colleagues down to earth. So I believe the fact that work ethic is important. I mean, skill sets are important, but I think the most important thing is your attitude. Work is work, right? But when you're working, that's like you spend 8 hours, 10 hours every day. So when you have a difficult colleague, if you become a difficult colleague, that's not good. So I want to be working hard. If my colleagues are working like, maybe a few hours, a little longer, I think that, I have to work more than my colleagues, under my team. I think that being an example is very important. So I go to work before 9 o'clock, I clock off, I have meetings, I come back, and more importantly, I sometimes come to weekend to do some paperwork, because my outside work is always quite many things that I don't stay in the company many hours. So to clean up my thoughts and then to clean up my arranging my past week's experience and on the meetings. And I stay by myself there, and then I try to be more calm and then think about the near future or longer future like this. I think that's my daily life there.
Very productive.
Yeah, very productive.
Well, sometimes I call myself 잡부.
Versatile.
Really?
Unlike Winston, who's been in this position for a very long time, my role was expanded like second half last year. So previously, I was more focused on business development, and I have a kind of additional head for the operation part. So I'm still relatively new in terms of like looking after the operation. My daily life, it's like lots of like different tasks, but if I put it in a kind of more fancy way, I would call myself a problem solver. So whenever my team has any bottleneck, not that I can solve everything, but I try to solve as much as I can. That kind of includes, coordination with other teams within the company, or, communicating with the clients, or, you just have to find other kind of creative way so that we can actually get to our own target. And also, as again, I was more of a business development person, so I would also go out for client or prospect meetings and handling some of the nitty-gritty stuff like that we just like talked about, chasing the outdated invoices, as well as, requesting legal for contract draft and those all sorts of things.
Oh, it sounds like it's a huge responsibility though, because not as just an employee, you guys actually represent the company itself, isn't it?
Yeah, well, if you look at that, I also started as a staff when I was a junior. There's some leaders some of the past bosses you can really look up to. But there are not some people that you really don't want to be like him or her. So in my case, I recall my past experiences. But you know, I'm a human being. I make a lot of mistakes. I think as a leader, when you have a problems or when you have some mistake, you have to be honest, right?
Right.
You have to say sorry. You know, that's happened to my current boss. Apologized to me one time. So I was quite touched. I never had one single person, senior, apologize to me. But that is a confidence you need to bring in. If you're a leader, you have to be responsible for.
Yeah, for the outcome and also for the organization. Actually, they also rely on you in every decisions.
Yeah.
And as an executive level, I think you also have to make more important decisions.
You got to see a big picture first, and then you go to details, right? I mean, it's not about timing, it's not about content, it's all about the direction. You have to really set the tone. So that actually gets me a lot of stress too. But I mean, you have to. Otherwise, who's gonna be responsible for it?
But you actually mentioned about your ex-bosses, but I bet that your current employees would think of you as you're really the best boss.
Maybe I hope so. So I'm asking my friend that why people are leaving me? Like, you know. So when people are leaving, that's like not leaving their company, they're leaving their boss.
Maybe you can think of a way that with you they grew a lot, so they got exposed to bigger world, like better positions maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Maybe they need a
so
smarter
kind.
boss. You don't know.
No. I actually met Winston, and actually he was with his employees, and she actually said really like complimentary things about him. So
Yeah.
I know it for sure. You're a really good boss. You don't have to worry about it.
I think of being nice and professional is important. Nice means not just nice. I mean, you have to be an example, right? You know, otherwise people will not listen to you. So, as a leadership perspective, I think that you really have to make people believe that the one theory that we're rooting for. Otherwise, like they're not going to listen to you. I mean, our colleagues are not robots. They need to take a break.
Yes.
They're emotional.
Yes.
They have some bad days,
Yes.
good days. So, seeing them in the morning and some of them are not looking good, you know, I'm like, oh, what happened to this guy, right?
Yeah.
And someone is going outside taking a call too much. Is he leaving the company?
You're worried about it, right? You need to sense the energy, right?
Yeah. And then, am I doing wrong thing like this? But anyways, you know, what it is. So you're never gonna know the future. Yeah, it's not an easy task.
Yes, of course. For Ellen too, because you also started your career as an employee, but now you are an executive level representing your company. So do you think it's kind of like a really big difference?
Well, I'm still an employee, but I think the scope of work. So when you are a team member, you can focus on your own things. But as your responsibilities like become larger or broader, I think there are more things that you have to worry about. So I agree with Winston that whether we really have the right direction. But one thing that I really like about this industry as well as my current company is it's very fast-paced. So you can actually try out, and if you feel like it's not working, we can go back and then reassemble. So that's kind of like good thing about this industry as well as the company. So I am very grateful for the opportunity.
I can relate to this because I actually use Global Network a lot, like daily, and it's really fast-pacing.
Indeed.
Seriously, like I also thought like strategy consulting itself is really fast-pacing, but the Global Expert Network staff, they were like 24/7 working.
Indeed.
Seriously, yeah.
Indeed.
But I also think that it's a huge responsibility, but somehow people also admire to be like you guys. Like it's actually the role model for some juniors. So if there's like not only for the responsibility, if there are some good things about being representative of a company or being a head of some company, what are the good things like pros?
Being a leader or becoming somebody's manager is not an easy task. I recall that my previous company, I had a British boss. So what he did is actually, he was instilling me sort of discipline and work ethics. He exemplified himself as a leader. You know, instead of try to teach me, he was try to explain why this is important. So I think that he got me a lot of good lessons where I can grow more. So I always try to think about why these situations we have to prioritize something. And with my colleagues, you know, I don't like the word of the employees or whatever. Like some people say that, okay, 우리 애들. No, like that's not your case.
Our family.
Yeah, family. But I mean, I like the words of colleagues. My colleagues
Agreed,
are
agreed.
human beings.
Yeah.
You know, they have to be respected. Otherwise, they're not gonna stay longer, right? So that's important. Like for this role, if you become a manager, even if you are like smart, hardworking, highly capable, that doesn't mean anything. You have to be able to touch upon like people's growth engine so that they can grow together. It's not easy. I think that try to think like a leader on a different occasions. I think that it's important, and you have to be an example. I think that's a key thing.
Yeah.
For a leader.
I really have to echo that. The good thing about having a broader responsibility is like you can actually have a kind of teamwork. So you're not one man just like looking after your own things, but you can have like some other team members supporting you, and then you can actually help other people grow up. Like so we can be better human beings altogether.
That's really touching because I asked this question because not only for me, most of our subscribers are actually interested in like growing their career, developing their career, and in that way we have trained ourselves to actually be more capable of. But being a good leader is a totally different story. To become a good leader, you don't have to be just like capable of, you have to actually touch people. And now I can really feel that you guys are really good leader. So maybe it can be the last question. So what kind of company do you want to build like for the future as your leader?
I would say not just one single company can have the same thoughts or ideas like this. I really want to build my career or my colleagues' career to the same direction. I think that once we have the same goal, the goal has to be shared. And then the shared goals has to be not just one person's goal. It's going to be probably not everybody's goal, but at least majority goal, right? When you have the same unity and the same goal, that's actually core strength of the growth engine. So my point over here is I want to have the unity and inside the organization, within the organization. Just like a SIPS, we have the unity.
How does this
I
pay
have no
for you?
idea. Like I said, I need more A's instead of B's.
Well, for me, I think I'm very fortunate that our current team is also already very dynamic, and we do have like mutual goal. They're very much younger than I am, probably because of the industry nature, our company nature. It's kind of like a new fun challenge to speak with all those Gen Z and Gen Alphas. But it's actually very fun too because they would like share with me lots of like trendy stuff, all the very interesting like terminology that I never heard of.
Wow.
So yes, I'm learning from this younger generation, which I'm very, very grateful about.
I think I'm really lucky to listen to all these like values and also the leadership roles from both of you. So thank you again for joining our show and also sharing your thoughts and ideas. So I think for today's interview, I'm gonna wrap it up, but I hope to see you guys again in Korea and also in Shanghai, maybe Winston in the campus. For the last time, let's say bye to our subscribers all together. So bye everyone. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in our next episode. Thank you, Winston. Thank you, Alan.
Bye bye.